Hi everyone, my name is Alexandra Keller and I am a certified teacher in Pennsylvania. I am certified to teach grades pre-K through 4th general education and also grades pre-K through 8th special education. And I am interested in applying to all of the open elementary and special ed positions at your school. I've decided that instead of writing a traditional essay about how I would incorporate technology into the classroom, I would prefer to show you, using technology, how I would incorporate tech into the classroom on a daily basis. So if you're interested, keep on watching.
Tip number 1, have a home base. Whether you are using Schoology, Seesaw, or Google Classroom, or even your school's website, you must have a home base for your students to refer back to every day. It is essential to have one location where you can post announcements, lessons, and assignments for the day in an organized manner. I've been using Google Classroom and I use the same format every day to post my assignments, lessons, and announcements. By the end of the first week, the majority of my third graders could log on and find their assignments independently. I would still utilize a home base when we go back to brick and mortar school in the fall as well, because then students can access all of their resources quickly and easily, which would also minimize transition time. Students would also have access to their school resources at home as well. They could log on and play any educational games, read on Epic, or even show their parents their work. So this summer I used a different home base because I taught middle school and high school social skills to students with varying abilities. So I taught some students with autism, some students with cerebral palsy, all with varying social needs. And I wanted to just keep it as simple as possible when logging on to the assignments, the online assignments. So we did some components by Zoom because we were practicing our social skills using Zoom. They would just click on the link to enter the Zoom meeting. And then for the weekly assignments, we had like a topic of the week. So the first week was friendships, the second week was emotions. So if you notice, if you click on the number 1 little play button, it will link you over to YouTube. And this was the week that we talked about emotions. What are emotions? And this links to a video that I created and uploaded on YouTube. What are emotions? I used Powtoon to make it. And they just go ahead and watch that video, then they go back, and the assignment that goes with this video is a Google form. So they would just click on the assignment, and this is an emotions simulator. And we pretty much use this format for the 6 weeks of our social skills curriculum. If they wanted to do any additional learning, in addition to the 4 assignments, weekly assignments, and the Zoom meetings, they could read on Epic. So this bookcase actually links to Epic if they click on it. This read aloud is the read aloud of the week, and it typically has to do with social emotional learning. And this is a video of me reading, Cool Down, and Work Through Anger. And this is what I used over the summer, and I absolutely loved it. So I would definitely recommend doing this in the future, especially for lower grades or special ed.
Tip number 2, communicate mindfully. Technology has made it so much easier to communicate with parents and students. I use ClassDojo, email, and Google Forms to communicate with parents. I would post general announcements on the ClassDojo class story, and I can reach out to parents individually using the ClassDojo messages. I also use Google Forms, like this form right here, to get responses from families. The families just have to submit their answers, and then I get all of their responses nice and neatly in my Google Drive. Additionally, I love using Zoom to communicate with my students and collaborate with other teachers. I used Zoom every day during virtual learning to do synchronous and asynchronous teaching. So here's an example of my Zoom link. That was a live link. And then down here is the video recap for that day. So if anyone missed my live Zoom lesson, they would just go ahead and watch my quick little recap. Additionally, I love using the website called Nearpod when doing my Zoom lessons. Nearpod allows me to watch the students working in real time. So this is a quick little example of 6x6, and each one of these little blocks is a student responding to that quick little equation. When we go back to brick and mortar school, I will definitely be using Nearpod to get the students participating in the lesson. I could use it during a lesson for individual practice, or I could set up a computer as a center in the classroom for skill reinforcement. I could also use my recorded Zoom lessons of me reviewing different math strategies for students who may need more exposure to the skill. I could also pre-record mini lessons for center work and differentiation throughout the school day. There are just so many ways to incorporate tech into the classroom.
Tip number 3, up the engagement. Technology is meant to be fun and engaging. There are so many educational games online that teaches valuable skills while you play. Some of the games I encourage my students to play are Brain Pop, EDM games, everyday math, which go along with the curriculum that I used, Prodigy, which the kids absolutely love, and Teach Your Monster to Read. Teach Your Monster to Read is a phonics
Find
game.
the rest of my letters, and I can fix part of your spaceship.
A phonics game that encourages letter sound recognition. Technology has become such a vital part of today's culture, and children are becoming exposed to technology younger and younger. The future is only going to rely on tech more as time goes on. The sooner we can incorporate technology education throughout the school day, the better. Our students will be at an advantage graduating high school if we have teachers who encourage the use of technology.